head bumper to bumper, door to door through 3 and 4 as we light the fuse with the 2025 JEGS CRA All-Stars Tour points paint season.
Pinsonneau hanging tough on the high side. Crump picking up that race lead as they head down the backstretch. Pinsonneau tucks in behind him. Little bit of bumper tag off of turn number 4.
And Kyle Crump will lead lap 1 quickly, single file to the inside part of the racetrack. Whoa, man, oh man, the 71 road just gave a shot to Billy Van Meter, and they're toe-to-toe to turn 3. Remember, these two finished 1-2 last year. Pinsonneau finishing second in the points. Rowe taking the title, and man, that Chevrolet is on the back bumper of the 14 and looking to maybe make some muscle work. Small tap there off 2, eyeballing it to turn 3.
I don't know if Chase Pinsonneau in that 14 machine wants to use that much race car this early. This time going down into turn 1 leaves Rowe room. Rowe will work by Pinsonneau for that second spot as they head down the backstretch.
And 31 on the inside with the 71 to the right wing puts us back to the restart zone. Back underway in the Hemmelgarn Super Fitness 100 at Toledo. What a start by Blake Rowe. He hits the Jets on the outside. Race leader down the backstretch.
Chase Pinsonneau in the 14 fighting back to the inside of Albert Francis as they head down the main straightaway.
And just like that, new leader working lap 78, Blake Rowe. Crump goes to second. Albert Francis had third, but he's still going to have to fight for it. Pinsonneau on the inside. Paints the yellow line. Francis washes wide up the 11 degrees of banking and will reside now in the 4th position. Between the top 2, you're Kyle Crump. You can take full advantage of this race once again. Beautiful move through 3 and 4. He charges to the inside.
Yeah, Blake Rowe gives him a little bit of room.
It's going to be tight to 3 and 4. Blake Rowe 71, Crump 131. It was Crump at the line, but Rowe's going to fight back up to 13 degrees of banking.
I think Blake Rowe on the 71 sees that traffic coming up, is going to try if he can hang there to be able to try and pinch Kyle Crump behind that lap traffic, but I don't think it's going to happen as Crump pulls and noses out ahead of Rowe as they head off of turn number 2. Dylan Stovall's found him a nice spot to run in. You know, he's running in that 7th spot. If and when the caution comes out, he's in good position.
And trouble in 1 and 2. Will Sahutsky goes around, parks it up the bankment. To the right goes Michael Simcoe, as well as Jeff Versick. And the caution will wave for the second time. We're back green from Toledo. Crump can clear for now. Blake Rowe. Can he get to the back bumper at 3 and 4? Yes, he can.
Austin Hull, he clears Dylan Stovall. Stovall gets down to the 24. He moves up a spot from that restart. He restarted 7th. Stovall now into that 6th spot.
And look at Blake Rowe, muscles his way to the race lead. Francis gets sideways off 4. He'll drop back to 3rd, gets company from Pinsonneau, and Kyle Crump will have to reel back in the TK71.
Chase Pinsonneau taking a peek inside Albert Francis as they roll into turn number 3. Pinsonneau gets a little bit loose.
It was one of those games, I'll get under you, then I'll get under you, and I'll get under you. From the driver sitting 4th, 5th, and 6th, Stovall wants a shot. He's going to have to wait as Hull back battling with Pinsonneau again. And how about Chris Shannon? Doing great things, battle for the lead. Kyle Crump under Blake Rowe down into 1 and 2. Contact once, twice, sideways. And Rowe can just hold on for a moment. How did he keep that 1-3-1 behind him?
I don't know. I don't know how he did. I think Kyle Crump got a little bit of loose off of turn number 2 and couldn't get the bite he needed down the back straight. And that probably helping Blake Rowe. But surprise, Jonathan, this battle is not over.
And Rowe did not complete turn 4. He shortcut it to try to squeeze into the 1-3-1 of Kyle Crump. Rowe is able to hold on for now. 25 laps to go. And that 71 just dangerous. Look at that left rear sticking out.
This brings up memories of a few years ago. These two batting for a Glass City 200 win right here at Toledo Speedway. Blake Rowe coming out on the positive end that time. I don't know how that's going to work out, but they're running side by side right now off of turn number 2.
No Hoosier tire lettering left on the right side of the Kyle Crump machine. And Blake Rowe heavily on the defensive. They're just taking the air off both machines. 1 second you see Rowe sideways. 1 second you see Crump sideways.
I think Kyle Crump's car is a little looser on the bottom.
Trouble front straightaway. With 22 laps to go, the caution will wave. I believe that is the 20 machine just at the finish of Jeff Versick. One on the outside, lead us back to green.
Well, Kyle Crump, that's a second restart. He didn't get a great restart. Albert Francis works by Crump. Now Crump's going to have to go to work on Francis so he can get back to Blake Rowe. Caution is back out.
And I don't think race control liked that restart, so they're going to go ahead and try it again. It looked a little iffy, no doubt about it. The goal is you got to fire in that box. If you look down, and we can confirm second restart violation for Blake Rowe. He goes to the tail, puts Albert Francis, we mentioned him as a dark horse, just in around halfway of this race on the outside of Kyle Crump. Outside has never won a race with the JEGS CRA All-Stars Tour. 23 laps to go in the Hemmelgarn Super Fitness 100. Francis trying to stick with them. Here comes Austin Hull in 20 to the bottom.
Austin Hull working the inside of Albert Francis. Dylan Stovall now works to the inside of Jeremy Miller. Moves Stovall up into that fourth spot.
And Hull's trying to hold on, but Francis is right to the inside, gets to the quarter panel. Ooh, washes up the track once, maybe twice. Hold on, Austin Hull. 2 in a row on the points-paying side. That's a feat many can't do. 3 in a row separates the rest as Kyle Crump will come off turn 4, victorious in the Hemmelgarn Super Fitness 100 at Toledo.